Hey guys, Tony with Market Genie here on YouTube. Just doing a quick video real quick on some scanners, how to set up the scanners, a little bit more advanced scanners than just the average scanners. Hope you guys all liked my spike video. I can't take credit for that. Somebody else figured out the code for that, but I wanted to pass it along to you guys. And that was the easiest way that I could think of passing it along to you guys and explaining how I use it and what it's what it's good for and all that kind of stuff. Specifically LDSR. Look at this right here. I wish I would have known about this stock earlier. I could have probably got in on this spike. Would have just a quick overview because we're talking about this in the chat. Spike here, got a crossover here. It's in the red, so I'm not buying. I'm tracking, right? Track. Now I'm in the squeeze and the red dots here. I'm not buying. And then as soon as it turns green with the blue, I would have bought. And had I done that a week ago, I would have been up. I think it was 20%, 20%. Last 5 days, it was like 25, 25, 30, 30, 30. And then today is up 35%. So, I mean, shoot, you would have been jumping for joy at that point. Let's look at our bad boy, Andy. Boom. Oops. What did that do? I don't want to look at that. So Andy, Andy had a little bit of pullback today, but I was surprised it didn't bounce off the RS, support line here that I had drawn. But if I look, support line, it's right there. But look at what we got down here. We got a beginning of a spike. We got a crossover. It's diminishing. It's in the squeeze. I'm guessing when it comes out of the squeeze, it's going to go into blue, and we're going to come back up. So Andy looking pretty good there. This is 20-day, 1 hour chart right here. Let's go 5-day, 5 minute. It looks, that looks terrible. And I know we're all hating that we probably didn't get out here and then buy back in down here, but I bought back in some more. I never got out actually, but I bought more at 26 because I was thinking it was going to bounce off here. It didn't, and it kept going sporadically down. It's kind of consolidating now. If we look at the Bollinger Band, it's thinning out, and we got the spike here. So even if we look at the 1-day chart here for Andy, it's sporadic, and I think a lot of that is a lot of the people trying to, with big money, trying to get positioned in here. So I think once everybody positions in and they get the stocks that they want, and then they're going to leave it alone, it's going to start climbing up, mainly because you can see on the level 2 a lot of what's going on, and it's really doesn't, a lot of it doesn't even make any sense. They're all over the place, and we can almost predict. I mean, I think all of us in this that are actually watching level 2, we can almost predict to the minute when everybody goes on lunch that it's going to drop, right? Every single lunch period it drops, then it comes back, and then it drops again. And I really think they're just keeping this stock down so it's cheap, and they're getting as many of their clients in this as possible. And then once nobody wants to hear about Andy anymore and they leave it alone, it's going to start climbing back up. So, because if we go to the larger period, right, we're doing good, right? It went up, hit some highs, came down, hit some highs again, came down, and then for some reason it came all the way down, hit the Bollinger Band, bounced back up, came up, hit this one resistance line, came down, then it passed by it, and we would expected it to keep going, and it came back down. Then it's just all over the place right now. So, but I think right now it's kind of consolidating. So if you look, if we zoom in here, you got your support line here, but if you look at the trend, right, So you have this line, and then you have this line, right? So you come here. What that basically means is your slope of your line's getting greater, which means you're moving more exponentially. And I would imagine that it comes up here, it comes down again, and it comes up here, it comes down, and the next line will most likely be something like that. So it's probably going to come up and pass through here, and then come down and bounce here, and then come up, and then it's going to probably go up even higher. So I think we're doing good right now. I don't think anybody should be scared about Andy, especially with all the good stuff coming on right now. Anyways, point of this video, getting to the scanners. Scanners, how do we do it? How do we link them? All that kind of stuff. So first things first, all your watch lists, you can select a color. Red, I select red for everything because I only use one window. That way, anytime I click on anything, it changes the window. So you have to have them both set on the same number. If you want to run two windows, very easily, you do two windows, boom, and then whatever color you associate this one with will now come up. So for some reason earlier, LDSR I have set to yellow. So as soon as I set that to yellow, it popped up. But actually, I think I have one on my watch list set to yellow. I need to find it. What the heck? I don't know why LDSR came up on it. That's so weird. Because I don't have anything that's showing up yellow though. So anyways, I could set low float to purple or to yellow, and now everything on low float will pop up there, and then it won't mess with my other window. So I don't run two windows, so that's why I set all mine to red. So put this back to red. Close this up. All right, so let's go to the scanners. Scanner, boom. This is a swing gap scanner. It looks for basically swing gaps. So that's that one. If you want to pause the video and do that, and then I'll get to the one that everybody was asking about, and it is the low float. Well, here's a MACD one. MACD with basically it's a MACD cross with a RSI length than less than 50. You can adjust the numbers. So this actually, I want to make this smaller. Make this 1 cent. Make this $10. Volume, I gotta have volume. All right, 300,000. I want it going from negative to positive. Fast length is 14, slow length is 29, MACD length is 9. It's exponential, right? So there's different things. So I always use exponential for MACD. And then the RSI is a 14 Wilders, and it's less, the RSI is less than basically 50, so it's 49. You can lower this down, you can make 45, scan, and boom, it came up with 12 stocks, right? So basically, this is going to show everything that's right in the middle or below. It comes up with 17 stocks there. The amount changed here because I changed the dollar amount. I mean, so you can mess with these as much as you want, right? So the volume and the last is going to affect a lot of how many stocks are going to show up. So if you're looking for a specific price range, that's how you do it. And obviously the volume, something like this, so you don't get stocks that don't move at all. Then when you go to save it, click up here, save scan. That's the save scan. You name it what you want, save. Okay. Now, say you just did a custom scan and you wanted, so that saves this scan. So this scan is now in here as, so if you load it, load personal is saved in here as MACD cross RSI less than 50. Now, say you just wanted to run the scan one time and you wanted to save these stocks. You can come down here and save them as a watch list. And so that's what I do. You click save as watch list, and you type in the watch list name that you want, and it'll save it as a specific watch list. But that'll be just these stocks. It will not change, right? Actually, I want to try something. I think it will change, but so let's go to let's save this as something. So let's save this as save as a watch list name. 1, 2, 3, 4, right? Save. Now you have a watch list name 1, 2, 3, 4. And then the other thing you can do is you can come over here and click on this menu and you can go alert me when scan results change. So click on that and you can say anytime a new symbol is added, I want you to send me a text message or whatever, right? Sound, mobile alert, write a note in there, whatever you want. So every time a new stock is added to low float, it'll send you a message or give you a ding or whatever you want it to do. So that's MACD, right? So then let's go to low float. And how you get rid of these, I believe, setting, you can get rid of certain of these windows. And then I think somewhere up here, you can customize. I have to look it up again, but to get rid of this watch list, if I don't want it anymore, I think I go to delete, and I can delete 1, 2, 3, 4. Are you sure you want to delete that? Yeah, because I already have a little float, right? So, or actually that was RSI, but I already have the RSI. So load, scan, query, personal. Here's the low float one you guys all are talking about. Volume 300,000, no maximum, 0.01 to 30. Let's actually change that to 10, and let's change that to 0.001. I add this stock percent change in here. That's basically in there because I want to see stocks that are actually moving, that are doing something. So you can adjust that. You can delete that altogether if you don't want that in there. And then share. So you add study filter or add filter for stock. This stock will come up. When the drop down will come up, you select shares. And this basically gives you the shares outstanding. So this will not give you the float exactly. It'll give you the shares outstanding. And all the float is shares outstanding subtracted shares outstanding minus the restricted shares. So the shares that we can't trade that the internal people in the company own and stuff like that. So just know that the float is going to be lower than whatever you set this maximum to. So if you want, so if all these ones, I guarantee if you look up the float on all these ones that I just scanned for, the float's going to be less than 30 million. And that's great because we don't want big giant floats. Now, big name stocks have a float, but you can't even go by it because their float's like 100 million or something like that. So you want to, this number's got to be pretty low for the maximum last price. But anyway, so here, that's how you do it. And then you just save it as low float, and then you're good to go. And then when you're doing your watch list over here, you literally can click on here. So you can add another one, add a gadget, right? And then you click on here, you go to personal, and then the ones with the targets are your scans. So then you just go to low float, you click on it, and it'll go through. Or easier way to do it is you click these arrows and you can roll through it. All right, so the breakouts, there's one breakout. So your charts. And then if you turn these all red and you turn this link to red, then it'll show up there. Here's a breakout, AMRS. Don't know anything about this company, but Anyway, so that's a breakout. But yeah, so I have a whole bunch of scans. Oh, these things are going crazy. Oh, that's why. This is the default one that comes with TD Ameritrade, and so these are all trading right now. Because these are all this is ETF, so they're still trading. So that's how you. That's basically how you do it. If I miss something, then let me know and I'll fix it. But that's that for the scans and the watch lists. And it's a good way once you link them that you can just go through the stocks real quickly and go through. And then basically what I do is if I find something on one of my scans I like, I'm like, wow, this is, what is that? This is a flat line that I like, and I want to add it to something. So this is obviously one I've already looked at before. A lot of times what I'll do is I'll go through and if I see something I like, I'll set, alerts, bottom, top alert or whatever. And if I really like it, then I just come up here and I go click here, add to watch list, and then I can add it to one of my permanent watch lists so it'll stay on there. The scan watch lists are not permanent. So just because it's on here right now, tomorrow, if it doesn't meet that criteria, it will take it off of that. So it's a constantly revolving watch list. So if there's something you like and you don't want to lose it and be like, dang, what was that stock I looked at last night that was really good? You need to save it to a permanent watch list that you have created. So my permanent watch list, are OTC possibles, my holdings. That my holdings isn't even right because I have Acre. I got the Acre in there. I got some other stocks. I just haven't updated this yet. I got the other permanent ones are marijuana stocks. That's permanent. My main's permanent. I think indexes is a permanent one. And tracking's basically all stocks I want to keep track of, basically. So something like this, if I want to keep track of it, I add it to this list, and then I periodically go through and edit them in and out as I want. Or if I have an alert, that way when the alert goes off for the stock, I don't have to try and search for it. I can just come here and click on it. So that's that. If you didn't know, there's a stock called JNUG. It's really good. And this dust one is really good, I heard. This guy told me one time. He also told me this one time that this D-Gaze, I think it's called, is really good. And you should put all your money in that all the time. So hopefully this was a great video for you and you are doing good things. And I hope you guys have a good green day tomorrow. And you need it. Oh, here's Ford. Got in at Ford at 12 and sold at 14. So I did that move right there, boom, boom, and then I was out. Good thing I got out. I went way down here. Now it's at 10. Yeah, I'm looking at this right here. I really want to get back into Ford, but I just haven't heard anything about, that I should get back into it. So anyways, hope that answers. Hopefully that's quick enough for you guys. If I missed something or you don't understand how to set something up, let me know and I can just walk you through it. No need to make a whole other video for it. But anyways, that's a couple of my scanners, how to link them to your charts and how to set this stuff up over here. Just remember the scanners, symbols come in and out. If you want to save them, you got to add them to another watch list. That's like a personal one that you've made, not a scanner one. The scanner ones are the ones that have the target symbols. The permanent ones are the ones that do not. So you can change these as you feel fit. No. I can't even talk anymore. So I'm just going to end the video on that because I can't talk. So anyways, have a good night, guys, and I will see you on the flip side.